I've just recovered from a crash, so what I've done is reconstructed everything as it was. What we must remember to do is rename that layer 1, layer 2, and I'm going to hide these layers now and click on the duck layer, and I'm now going to show you the magic wand tool. Now the magic wand tool works in a similar fashion to the magnetic lasso tool, except it chooses an area anywhere in the image of pixels of a similar value, and that value is determined by that figure there, tolerance. So if we're on this layer and we select the transparent or the checkered background, you can see it does a pretty good job on its own, in its own right, of selecting everything other than the duck. And we can quickly go into the paint tool, the paint pot or paint bucket tool. This tool floods an area of colour. In this case it's going to flood our selected area. Click within that area and you can see it's flooded the duck layer with orange. If we go to select and deselect, if we click on the zoom, you can see that it hasn't done a brilliant job, but it's not bad. Alternatively, if we were to click the duck, you can see that obviously the duck isn't made up of a solid block of yellow. There are various tones and values within the duck, and it's picked up an area as within tolerance 32, and we can add to that by shift clicking and we can keep going until we've more or less got everything. But don't forget, we can go back into the lasso tool and press shift, and we're adding to the selection. So we can use a combination of these tools to get a selection. I'm going to select, deselect, back to the magic wand tool. If we were to reduce this down to say 10, you can see the initial area clicked is much smaller than what we had before. If we change that up to 60, select, deselect, the area is much larger. So you can play about with this figure to get what you're after. I'm going to select, deselect. So if we quickly go over these tools, the magic wand tool will select an area within an image of a pixel value within a certain range. The magic wand tool, we can draw out an area. The polygonal lasso tool, we can create any shape with straight lines. The lasso tool, we can join an area or select an area that has a different value from another area. And as you can see, I'm doing that quite quick. And finally the marquee, rectangular elliptical marquee tools. Adding to any selection, regardless of the tool you're using, Shift, Alt to take away. Well, that's a brief tutorial on selections. As we go through the other tutorials, we will be using selection tools as well as the other tools. So it's not as if I won't be touching on these again if there's anything you've missed or anything you're unsure about. They'll come up again and again and again because they're used an awful lot within Photoshop. Thank you very much, and look forward to you joining me in the third tutorial in the series of Photoshop basic tutorials.